right, so I believe we're live. Let's take a look here. Videos. Looks like we're live. I wanted to kind of jump back really quick. And hey, Gujo, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Real quickly, we do have currently a Water Titan event, but I did want to kind of go back and check out what we had before to see what we might be having coming up in the month of May. So I'm checking here. We had an elemental season last year. Things are awesome. I literally just finished my last final this past week. I do have a final paper, but other than that, everything else is 90% done, which is amazing. Thank you for asking. I hope you have been well yourself. But yeah, it's been good. Gary H., hello to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Hey, Wally, nice to have you here. Always a pleasure. And yes, hello to the chat. Love having you guys here. So we got Titans of Dominion, we've got Raindrops, we got Water Titans going on. I believe, was it not you, Gujo, who said, no, it was Mr. Big. Mr. Big had a huge 6th Titan pull, I believe, right? Yeah, Mr. Big pulled his 6th fragment of the Fire Titans, which was awesome. Congratulations to him. Also, we do have Heroes Way coming for mobile, right? So that is a mobile event. It's kind of like the Elemental Season or the extra little tab that we have for Facebook occasionally. So I did make a video on that briefly earlier today. If you play mobile, I would say check it out. Maybe screenshot some of those pages. Potentially might not be a bad idea. There's some good info there. But yeah, so overall, not too bad. Hey, Doug, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. So looking ahead into May, it looks like towards the end of the month, we may have a Dark Depths event, which usually has new skins. I believe it's also possible we have potentially new heroes or pets. I mean, that's a long shot. It's not guaranteed, but I'm kind of hoping we get a new pet just based on timing. I think we haven't had one in a little bit of time. I believe Axel was our newest pet, right? But I don't think we've had one since. So I'm curious to see how things move forward in that regard. I'm very intrigued. But yeah, would you guys, I guess my question to you guys is, would you guys rather have a new pet or a new hero come to Hero Wars first? So in our next major event, right? So if Hero Wars were to have a big event, what exactly would you like to see? Would you like to see a pet event, like brand new pet or brand new hero? Personally, I think new pet would be better just because of the gameplay of Hero Wars for Facebook and web. But I don't know. I'm curious. What do you guys think? Yeah, Titans, absolutely, yeah. It was Biscuit. Oh, that's right. No, you're right. It was King Biscuit, but I still think we could use another pet. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna deny that. You're right. It was King Biscuit. Yeah, no, that's true. You're right. It was King Biscuit. The other event that I wish we had a little bit more of was an Asgard-related event where maybe we could get more rewards. I just feel like Asgard, as it is right now, is a limited number of rewards you can get if you're not like a Hall of Famer, quote unquote, right? So I haven't claimed these yet, but it's hard to get those really good rewards. It feels like, I mean, there are some great rewards for the top players, of course, but I think for a general average player, it's hard to collect some of these goods, if we'll call them that, from these events outside of just getting a couple of trinkets here and there. I feel like it's almost like the expeditions. Also, I don't know if you guys know, but on mobile, there has been a new expedition where you can literally watch a video. And so I think there's a chance that Facebook and web may see some changes potentially to their expeditions as well. Maybe they might add one. I know we were talking about this just the other day, but mobile literally just implemented a new expedition. I don't know. Curious, what do you guys think? Do you guys still think that we should potentially add some more? I know we were talking about it, and a lot of people were leaning towards yes. But yeah, so those were a couple of things there. Right, yep. So I don't know. I think it would be cool to have another pet option, just because I think some of the pets seem to be limited in who they can be paired up with, and every time there is a rework, there are times when I'd like certain pets to be attributed to different heroes, and I feel like we still have limited options for some heroes. Specifically, like we're looking at like Ishmael. Ishmael only has one hero that can, or one pet that can be patron to him, right? So there are certain heroes that only have a singular pet option, I believe. So if I'm not incorrect here, Fenris is the only pet that goes with Ishmael. So what happens if I want Fenris on a different hero, right? I'm SOL if I want to have both Ishmael and that other hero on the same squad. So I think that's a little issue that Hero Wars currently has still, right? So I'm trying to see here, but I'm sure there's more than just one hero that can only have a singular pet. But that's one of my concerns. Is currently, I feel like there's not quite as many options as I would like. I mean, that one has three, but I do know that there's a couple heroes that only have a singular pet option, which I think is it's a little limiting. I'm sure so there's a couple for a lot of the magic attackers, but for some of the some of the heroes that I like tend to have a singular option. Let me see who else. Like I'm surprised that Mara. Oh, Mara is an option now for Judge. Good. Let's see. No. Anyway, that's one of my concerns. I'm sure there's others I'm just not thinking of, but I think a new pet would be kind of cool. Yeah, new pet or Titan. Okay. Yeah, Gary H. I mean, I think the tough thing is I know for a year now people have been pitching new Titans, and based on what Hero Wars has said, they're kind of done with the Titan development, is what I've heard. I mean, that's just what I've heard. So, I mean, I'm not sure they're going to make any more changes, but I think I really do prefer the mobile implementation of the dungeon where it's only Titan fights and it's not hero fights at all. I prefer that for sure over what we currently have for Hero Wars right now on Facebook and web in terms of the dungeon. I think it's a waste of time. I hate to say it that way, but the hero fights are a waste of time. I don't think there's a reason for them, and it's a dungeon based. It's a Titan based dungeon. Like that's the whole point. So I don't know. I find it hard to really justify having the dungeon be as monotonous and boring as it is. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Just my 2 cents. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, we got rainy season going on here. Not really my favorite event currently because don't really need a lot of this, but it is the event we have going on. So the thing that I always like to do is I like to have a bunch of these summoning spheres on hand. So as you can see, I still have quite a few, and usually I do 10 a day. But right now I'm going to do quite a few more because I still have to do my Asgard hits. So we are going to do that. And I mean, the main one's going to be obviously my Isaac team currently with you. And I've been trying to power up my Nebula a little bit because my Nebula is still not quite as far along as I'd like. But we are making progress there. Nebula, that's the other one. Nebula can only be paired with Kane, right? So a couple of heroes I think should get more options with pets, and I think the best way to do that is to keep adding some more pets. Maybe not all at once, but I do think another new pet would be great. I'm kind of concerned that potentially they introduce Zisha next, and I really don't hope they don't do that for a new hero yet. I would like a new pet. That's just my stance. But yeah, I mean, it seems like some people are also on board with that, so not the worst thing. A new pet with different stats than what existing pets have. They should do a pet that copies other pets, like Faceless. Oh, that's interesting. I am not opposed to that. That's an interesting idea. Petless. We should call him. But yeah, new pet, new everything. I like it all. Love it. Okay. Right. Hey, Calnap. Hey, Vitamin. Nice to have you guys here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Let's see. Misty Catherine just put out a video suggesting new skins for Titans. Sounds interesting, but would be expensive. Why? Why do we want new skins? Sounds terrible. It definitely sounds expensive. It sounds time consuming, not really anything that I think most players are interested in. I think a lot of people are tired of Titans. I think people want to focus on pets and heroes, and like a lot of complaints have been filed against Titans because the whole point of Guild Wars and stuff like that, right? The name of the game is called Hero Wars. And so if you focus so much on Titans, right, and already there's a huge barrier when a new server started and some people spend a lot of money on their Titans, it's really hard to break that bridge. So it makes it a lot harder for players to play quote unquote hero wars when it becomes Titan Wars and you have these huge disparities just because someone wanted to spend more money. So I am not a fan of that idea. I think that's a terrible idea. I don't think it's unique. It's been an idea for a while. It's almost, in my opinion, as bad, if not worse, than pet skins, right? So I mean, it's just one of those things I don't see as necessary at this point in the game. I don't see it. But whatever. I mean, if Hero Wars does that, I'm not sure how many players will stay. I think some players will leave. Anyway, I did get a haircut. Thank you for noticing. Much appreciated. Yeah. So because graduation is coming up, and I had some free time. Things just lined up nicely to where I could get in. The barber, wasn't booked fully, so a lot of things worked out. Got a haircut. Thank you for the kind words. Um, but yeah, hey Incognito, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. They have to do Wind Titans or add one Titan to all lineup to have 5 Titans. We'll see. I mean, look, Bujo, that is I thought it was a great suggestion when the Wind Titans came up. One of the problems that Hero Wars told all of us when that was a suggestion was they don't want to change Titans at all. Like they have zero desire to do anything with Titans. So I mean, I think the skin idea, terrible idea. Not a good idea. I mean, it's going to be more expensive. It's going to drive away players from Hero Wars. It's going to make a higher entry barrier to entry. I mean, I just don't think that's a good idea on any level for Hero Wars if they want to. I mean, if they want to keep longevity of the game, if they want to make more money, those are not the approaches that they should go with. If they want to keep their customers happy, I think the last thing Hero Wars should do is make Titan skins. Not a good idea at all. I mean, if I'm their PR guy, that's terrible advice. I don't see how that is a good idea at all. But I'm not going to probably get into that anymore. I just think it's a terrible idea. Because they have so many other ways they can improve the game already that's not where they should be focusing their time. I think the official must make some improvements for Titans, 10 skin stones, or brushing dungeons. I think dungeons is terrible. I think dungeons needs to be fixed. Dungeons should be improved from the standpoint that they need to get rid of the hero fights and it needs to be Titan fights only. And every 5 floors is, a completion of that particular area, shortening it up. I think that's the ideal way to go. That's what they do on mobile. I love playing dungeons. Well, don't love it. I think dungeons on mobile is better than it is currently on Facebook and web. But yeah, I don't think the skins, adding more skins is a good option at all. I just don't like that. I think it's a bad idea. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like that. So anyway, the Wind Titans, I think that would be an interesting idea. I would be okay with it, but Hero Wars is not doing it. They've just told us no. Let's see. Yes, I think the official listing to improvements Titans, brushing, dungeons needs to be optimized. Otherwise, it'll be more and more boring. I think it's boring already, but maybe that's just me. I think dungeons are boring. Hey, Greg G. Nice to have you here from Sydney, Australia. Love having you here. Titan Pet. I mean, oh God, I think that could definitely complicate things. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but it could be a factor for sure. Oh, wow. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a scary thought. A Titan pet. Man. I hope not. That might be worse than the new skin. but I think the skin would be interesting to new players. Um, I hope not. I hope they just get focus more on pets generally, because we need a couple more. And then I think that having new heroes, which are inevitable at this point, because they've already introduced them to mobile, it's just a matter of time before they come onto the Facebook web platforms. But I mean, I think there's already enough on Hero Wars plate at this time. So I don't know. I wouldn't really. I wouldn't do it. Would not do that. Hey, Mr. Big, nice to have you here. Congratulations on your sixth fire totem. That is awesome. You now have the capability of getting to an absolute totem for your fire type, which is awesome. Congratulations on that. This Titan Soulstone event is often, even free-to-play players have it all in 1.5 years, so I hope the officials can apply the previous 3 Titan events together, and once a month and a half is enough. I do think that we have these Titan events a little more often than I would like, because I don't really see a benefit after a while. I'm just kind of like, these are kind of boring events. So I mean, I am optimistic that eventually they might make them less frequent. I agree with you there, Vitamin. I think there's been almost too often on these um, Titan specific events. I agree. But yeah, okay. Let's do some expeditions here. I do think so. If you missed it earlier, we were also noting how there are extra expeditions now on mobile. So that may be, maybe, something that Hero Wars Facebook and web are considering. I think it's a great idea if they do that, just to add one more extra expedition. I don't think it's a bad idea. Don't think it's a bad idea. We also talked briefly about Titan skin stuff, or Titan, another new Titan skins. I think that's a terrible idea. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. If you think we should get them, I think that's a terrible. I can't mention that enough. It's a terrible idea. Um, but whatever. It's been proposed. I think it's a bad idea. All around, not a good idea. But yeah. Anyway, congratulations on that, Mr. Big. Absolutely a huge accomplishment for you there. That is a titanic task, and you have completed it. And yes, I did use the word Titan on purpose there. Congratulations. That is awesome. So, all right. Going back here, artifacts. Let's see. What can I do for artifacts? Let's take a look. So I'm going to just go with what I have here in order. Looks like Cornelius is one of the guys I can power up. So we will. 25, 20 probably, maybe a little bit more. Oh, 23. And right at 20. Okay, so we've improved Cornelius a little bit there with some artifacts. We got another key. Love to see it. Emerald Exchange, a classic event. Upgrading hero skills 3 times. No problem. Let's take a look for a hero like Iris, who does not have her skills maxed yet. Shame on me. She should be, at least with her skills, because she's a good hero. But we'll get there. Can't be perfect. Okay, so there's that. Heroic missions we'll come back to. All right, so we're getting some of those checklist items off. The other thing we did mention is we think that the dungeon could be improved. I think that we should do something like mobile, where we get rid of these hero fights. I mean, what is the point? I don't even understand why I'm still fighting hero fights in the dungeon. It should be only Titans. That is my opinion. It should only be 5 opponents. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. The other thing is I meant to go back and trade in some of those Titan Soul Stones for gold, because I wanted to consider going to Asgard and buying some buffs before I did my fights to try to take down the level 130 boss, which I should be able to do, I think, I hope. I don't know. We'll see what we can do to damage him. So we will go for that, and we will go from there. So merchant, and we're going to go with gold. Cool. So there is that. We're going to go here to Asgard, and we are going to fight this here. Ooh, we're going to actually get some shopping items and go from there. You went a little nuts and pushed your totem level from 105 to 120. Congratulations. That's huge. That is a tough feat to do, and you absolutely did that. I mean, I honestly don't blame you. It's a pretty cool little flame you got there for that elemental totem. So congratulations. I know that's probably not the cheapest thing to do, but congratulations, Mr. Big. That is a big accomplishment. Very big accomplishment. And thank you, Incognito. I appreciate that. I mean, even if you didn't agree with me, that's okay. I think everyone's entitled to their own opinions, but I do think that there's a lot of room for improvement in areas that do not require the Titan skins to be touched. Okay, so here we go. We're going to have Isaac, Jew, Nebula, Martha, and Sebastian with Albus, but I'm not sure if I want that. I think I want Fenris here, and I want Albus here. Magic attack and armor, that looks fine to me. All right, we're going to run with that. Hopefully those pets are correct. I think they are. Let's see. Gujo's saying powering up is awesome. Love it. I wouldn't mind being able to tweak my Titan stats to make them a little bit different from someone else's team, but not if all you have to do is spend emeralds. I mean, that's what's going to happen. The entire point of having new skins would just simply be to have another emerald spending position, which would really mostly benefit Hero Wars itself, but not in the way I think that it would ultimately hope. I think it would backfire. I don't really see that being a good strategic long-term play to retain their current players and quote-unquote customers, depending on how they want to look at it. I think it would be a huge mistake. Anyway, with this event, I managed to absolute star Sigurd and Nova. Congratulations, Gujo. That is very nice. Damage alert. Love to see it getting those Titans a lot stronger. Oliver on Isaac. I guess that's fair. I do like Mara, though. I realize that it won't have that much of an impact in terms of longer duration. But, I mean, I guess Oliver would also make sense. I'm not really sure if Osh counts as a tank. Or wait. Because I thought Oliver only dealt with... let me double check what Oliver's stats are there before I say too much. Let's see. Because I thought Oliver focused more on tank healing. Let's take a look. We still were able to take him down, which is awesome. So now I think we're a little closer to where we should be. Let's take a look, though, at Oliver. Someone was saying Oliver should have been on Isaac. Let's see. So Oliver gives a health and armor bonus. Also gives what? Let's see. Stats, skills, Eternal Bloom. Master heals themselves if the health drops below 50%, which it did not. So this skill wouldn't have gone off because, quite frankly, the Master's health never dropped below 50%. I guess it could have helped a little bit with more healing, but I think Mara might have been a better choice for my particular situation because my Mara's a little stronger. But it didn't, the duration didn't really change because the control effect wasn't a factor. The charm is useless. Deals magic damage to all enemies. So that could have helped a little bit there in dealing damage to the balls or the circular objects that revolve around Osh. So that might have helped. But you might be right that Oliver may have been a better option there because of this healing that he can do, even though I didn't really sustain much damage. But you might have been right. Okay. Well, I'll consider that in the next fight that I have for Osh next week with my Isaac squad. So I'll definitely take a look there. When to switch Albus from Jew to Sebastian. My Jew does more damage at the moment over Sebastian. Yeah, so Jew is always going to do more damage than Sebastian. The question is then going to be which pet do you want to have on Jew, right? So let's take a look real quick. So one of the reasons I like having Fenris is my Fenris currently is one of my stronger pets. So that is just because of how I powered him up. But the master has a chance of blind. That's not really a huge factor here. Blind's not going to really take effect. So blind might not really do too much, but it does have significant physical attack and penetration upgrades, which are key for Jew. Albus is my strongest pet, so I guess maybe that is what you're looking at too. But it does magic attack and physical attack. So one of the issues that I have here is that one of these stats is useless, right? Magic attack is useless for someone like Jew. Because Jew is a physical attacker, so the physical attack will apply. But if I use Fenris, I get physical attack and armor penetration. So having that extra armor penetration is really nice because it gives you almost extra stat attacking power, right? So that is the key difference for me when I'm using them. Even though this physical attack is slightly greater here, this armor penetration more than makes up for the 1,000 physical attack damage, in my opinion, or 1,000 attack difference because of that particular thing. The skills, take a look. Concentration adds pure damage. So I mean, the pure damage, that's a factor for sure. I guess I felt more confident in my Fenris being attached to my Jew because I think I really wanted that armor penetration as opposed to more physical attack, even though there is some, I think, penetration from this skill. So pure damage increase. It's a tough call. I think it's a tough call. I think whoever you have is fine. I just prefer Fenris because he has a double stat increase. So that's how I did it. Oliver for the 140 and 150 bosses. Got it. Okay. Definitely do that. In your case, it would be better to launch attacks low damage teams. The majority of damage comes from Isaac, Sebastian, Jew, goes to level 140 boss. That's true. Maybe I should go with lower level teams first, and then go with that next time. That's true. Count that. I'm going to try that approach next time. That is a smart way to go about it. Yeah, I should do that. You're right. Albus does increase pure damage, right, Francis? You're correct. Yeah, I think I might have misread that when I read it at first, but yes, you're right. We did end up beating that boss, which was awesome. Let's see. So I think we're getting closer to getting that avatar because there is, oh no, frame? There is something associated with that. I think it's frame. Where is it? You have to beat him like 15 times or something. Defeat a level 130 or higher boss. Guild Raid Cradle of Stars for 10 weeks. So one more week is all we need to get that final frame. Because I think that's the one we're going for, right? Lords. I haven't really been focusing on that at all. But we'll get back to it. It's just a matter of time for now. Okay. All right. So it is what we have so far. MJF says Oliver allows Isaac to tank the higher bosses. Isaac damages physical. Right. Okay. So in the future, when I'm facing tougher bosses, I should be using Oliver on my Isaac. I'm hearing you guys loud and clear. Makes sense. I haven't really been doing those fights as often as I should, being honest. And this week will be another tough one. But after that, I should be a little more free for that particular time frame. But then in about 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be studying for the bar. So then my gameplay time will be down a little bit again. But, I'll do what I can. And I think these suggestions are great. And they make sense. I think, obviously, with a stronger Osh, he'll be dealing more damage, which means you're going to need to use some more Oliver. I gotcha. So I did make a slight mistake there, but it didn't cost me in this one because luckily Osh was weak enough. But in the future, I should use Oliver. Got it. All right, so there is that. Let's see, Outland. We're going to go ahead and open these guys here. So we have enough. We have no more skins, so we're going to go ahead and power up some of our heroes here. that are of the strength variety. Strength skin stones. Let's take a look. Okay, so the heroes that I use that have strength skin stones that are not in my starting lineup. Let's see. So finish Yasmin. We're working on Martha because she needs more magic attack for more healing. Nothing there. Nothing. Ooh, magic defense. I guess we can upgrade it a little bit. Not the biggest proponent, not the least proponent on that one, but that's fine. We have Ju, who definitely could use some more power-ups. Magic defense isn't going to do a whole lot, but it's still important to have for Ju. The longer he stays on the field, the better for me. We're going to power up Aurora a little bit and Nebula as well. It's all right for now. We don't need to go too far in depth there, but a little bit of checking in and updating is good there, I think. Let's see, special events, rainy season, combat support for opening those 3 Titan or Outland chests. Let's see, soul stones. I guess we can look at merchant. I'm not really a big soul stone guy, at least not for this event. Harunian helm is very intriguing. Can't afford it though. Body plate armor, have a lot of that. Pasture seal, always need more of those. Oh wait, seeing eye, good item. Little trembler. The staff we'll take. Soul shop, flaming heart, always a necessity. All right, friendship need Lamort cards always. It feels like Dragon's Heart. Okay. We'll collect some more Skinstone chests for sure. Flaming Heart. Enigma's Chronicles. Throwing Knives. All right, so we got some good items there. Much needed. And I would say we pretty much covered a lot of what I needed in terms of doing this. I could do the tower run real quick, which we will do. But yeah, things have been pretty solid. I mean, obviously, I think one of the tough things for me right now is playing as much Hero Wars as I would like. I would like to make more content every single day if I could. Just not quite having as much time as I would like just yet, but in due time, that is the goal. Let's see. Test Heidi, Albus, Dorian, Cleaver. When you test this team, you got it. We will definitely do that, Mr. Big. Hi, Miller. Nice to have you here. So the plan today, and just so you know, before we get to this testing and have our winners announced shortly after that, I did put up a new contest, so feel free to put your names in. I'm still using, for this week, the picker wheel for last month, and I'm going to make a video at some point for the Saturday's contest, but for the Sunday's contest, you should be able to see on Discord. I put, maybe if Discord is cooperative, I put up the new contest for Sundays, so those should be up for the month of May. So definitely, definitely check that out, because I do have a Facebook contest for May. Some people have already put their IDs in, which is awesome. I'm going to add a Saturday contest as well, right? Just like we have it now. But for next week, I will probably still consider using the picker wheel. I'm definitely going to use it for tomorrow. I know it's technically the month of May, but I don't think I put the videos out soon enough this week. So we'll give it one more week on that, and then we will have the official videos dropped on that. So that is the current plan for the contest. So the web and Facebook ones are up for Sundays. Saturdays are yet to be posted, just as a heads up. So there we go. I'm going to close that. So feel free to, when you have time, put your ID in there. Okay, let's get back to here. And then we will do this testing, and we will have some winners shortly thereafter. All right, so let's take a look here. Amir is still being featured. And okay, so now we are back in Dominion, and we are going to test out this team here that was proposed by Mr. Big, a Hero Challenge Auto Max, where we have Heidi with Albus, Dorian with Cleaver, Cleaver, Sebastian, and Jet. The little green goblin Jet. Okay, so we have, who do we want on here? We have Oliver on Cleaver. We have Sebastian with Fenris, Jet with Kane. Okay. Merlin, Heidi with Albus, and Dorian with Merlin. Okay, so we have that set. Which pet did we want to have here, Mr. Big? Did we want, oh, Pet Albus. Got it, Pet Albus. So this was a team you wanted me to test out here. Let's take a look. So we're gonna have some opponents for this one. I'm thinking we want to use Iris and Dorian as a counter. Let's see, Iris and Dorian. I personally would like to see Envari out here. I'm also intrigued by potentially having Helios. And let's see. I think having Celeste might be a fun option here. So, I mean, we have kind of squeezed in the middle here, Dorian in between Helios and Iris with Celeste as a secondary attacker slash counter to Dorian's potential healing issues. So we're going to have Oliver placed on Envari here. I'm liking Merlin on Dorian, so that's fine. Magic Attack and Armor is fine on that. Let's see, is Mara available for anything? Doesn't really look like it. So we're going to use Albus, I guess, here. And we're going to have, let's see. Maybe I'll have King Biscuit be the pet full of choice here. Let's see how this goes. Let us see how this plays out. I'm intrigued because I think Cleaver is a very interesting hero to have. So having Helios in the back might not be the worst option because then the second hero to be pulled forward will be Dorian. Even though it might slightly mess up the positioning of where they stand, I still think Envari hopefully can control Heidi's ability to go off with his rock hand basically. And then with Iris, hopefully we can deal enough damage to get rid of the heavy defensive Cleaver, right? So Cleaver's kind of a problem in the fact that he is heavily defensive, but now that we have Dorian next to Celeste, kind of a nice little combination there, and obviously Iris is still benefiting from Dorian being right there. Problem is getting rid of Heidi, and that just happened. They're still getting poisoned a little bit, but now that he's gone, we're good, and this team was able to do the job. Very unique team, though, and I think it's very interesting because I do think this team would do fairly well against quite a few teams, but I would like to see how it does against some of the maybe more basic teams. So let's see how it does against a basic twin team. And now I'm saying basic because this is the twin team that everyone uses. Now, of course, I personally don't like the name Holy Trinity. I think it's kind of weird. Maybe even slightly religious, which I don't want to bring religion into Hero Wars. That is really not what we're going for, at least not what I'm going for. I'm just going for gameplay. We don't need to bring religion or anything else into my fun games, at least is how I see it. So we're not gonna get into that too much. But let's see. We're gonna find Celeste here, and we're gonna use someone like Axel and see how this plays out. Judge and Phobos. Cornet Kelnap here works against a majority of Heidi teams. So we will test that out shortly. But I did want to see how it would play out against a magic attacking twins team because I know this is still a popular team. Now, I do think one of the weaknesses on this team is that Lars is in a very bad position. So I think Cleaver could potentially rectify that by allowing him to get taken out earlier. But the question is, can Heidi survive the storm here? And it looks like Heidi's holding on for dear life, but dealing a fair amount of damage in the process, which is allowing Heidi to stay alive. I guess Heidi's a he. I keep forgetting. But we'll see how this goes. The next key will be to get rid of Aurora, essentially, because Aurora's dodge is a problem, and she's the last one standing, funnily enough. So now and they did it. So it's able to take down the twin team, which is great. Love to see that. Hey, Herbert, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining the live stream. Calnap here says we should try out a Judge Phobos combination. I do think Judge is a great option because he will stun the entire team and keeps heroes from really not being able, makes them not be able to do things. So Phobos is also one of those heroes who will deal damage as a result of that. So let's go ahead and do that. But we're going to use Astaroth as our tank. We would like Mara to be the option here. Axel is fine, or Biscuit. Then we would have, if we really wanted to go hard at it, I'd probably go with Ishmael and have a hero like Martha to close out. And then I'd probably use something like Mara as my actual pet. So, that's a team I would use if I'm going to use a Judge Phobos team, because I just think it's already quite effective. If you have a physical attacker, maybe like Ishmael, who deals high amounts of damage, given enough time, he will cut down an entire team. And when you have someone like Judge and Phobos who really focus on paralyzing an opposing team, you want an attacker who's a go-getter, and I think Ishmael is that guy. So we'll see how this turns out, and it does end up working out. So there is another option there, but I do like, I still like that Cleaver setup for when Lars is in the very last position. I think it's a great move. Heidi needs clear head. Yes, that is very true. No stuns. There you go. I like putting the snow chicken on Astaroth. King Biscuit. He likes King Biscuit on that, which we did end up doing here. He does a good job. I'm pretty impressed with King Biscuit. I actually really like King Biscuit as a pet. I think the only thing I don't like is how he sometimes glitches my program, because he's a newer character, so sometimes it takes some time to load. But I still think that is an interesting choice, and I like it. Hey, Kim Tay, nice to have you here. We're actually about to check out our lucky winners for Facebook and web. And after I do that, I will probably do one more test with a basic card team against that team you suggested, and we will wrap things up. But that is the plan for now. So let's go ahead and get our Saturday list going. First, for Facebook, to determine our Facebook winner. So this is from the month of April. I do have a new Sundays one posted in my, I thought I still have my Discord app open, but the Discord channel does have a new contest for next month, but we're still going with last month's names that are put in, because I feel like the end of this month ends a little bit oddly, so it didn't give me quite enough time to have everyone have a fair chance to put their names on. So that is now available. So just a heads up there. All right, so now we're going to have, the picker wheel will load properly. We're going to have our Facebook winner. Okay. Need to log in. What is going on with the picker wheel? Computer wants to win for itself. How dare it? All right, Saturdays for Facebook. Can we get that open? Please and thank you. It's open, it's just not quite responding the way we would like. All right, let's try this one more time. Picker wheel. Open list. Ah, I'm getting the death wheel. Yes, good luck to everyone if we can get this to work right now because the picture wheel is not responding. I feel like it's like almost one of those. I don't know if you guys have ever had like an issue with a vending machine, but sometimes like I've had an issue once in a while where it eats my dollar, and I'm like, "What the heck just happened, guys? Not cool." I feel like that's what's going on here. But anyway, okay. Good luck to everyone. We are going to have our Facebook lucky winner if the spin allows me to click on it. It is not allowing me to. Classic picker wheel. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Maybe it's just Facebook. Facebook is slowing things down. We'll close it and we'll try one more time here. I'm not sure why it's giving me such a difficult time. But yeah, no, I'm doing well, Dragon. So, oh, thank you for the compliments on the haircut. Yeah, so I did get it recently. I mean, my barber freed up, had some free time, and luckily, I have graduation coming up. A lot of things just worked out really well for me to get it at the right time. So, thank you for the kind words there. And let's see, I believe this is the list for Facebook for Saturdays. Finally able to get it in. All right, good luck to everybody. Here is our Facebook winner. Apologies for some of the technical issues there, but our Facebook lucky winner is Scott M. So, Scott M, congratulations. I will be messaging you here shortly after the stream, and we will also have our web winner selected right now as well. Without further ado, because the wheel's working today, so we're not gonna stop that process. Good luck to everybody on this end as well. Let's see who our lucky web winner is. It's QWERTY 12345624007. So QWERTY is our lucky web winner. Congratulations to Scott M and QWERTY. Congratulations, you are our lucky winners. So I will be hopping back onto Facebook before I wrap up the stream. I want to test out that Kark team against this particular setup. So yeah, congratulations, guys. I will definitely be messaging you right after this stream on YouTube, and we will go from there. So last thing here is I want to test how a basic Kark team will do. So we're going to do something like this. We're going to have a test here with Astaroth, Sebastian, Kark, Nebula, and Martha, and we will wrap things up. We'll see how this goes and go from there. So yes, congratulations to the winners. We're going to wrap things up with this little battle here. I think we may have an interesting fight here, depending on how this goes. The key is going to be Kark and Heidi. Can Heidi outlast Kark's tosses into the air? And if not, Heidi's team has a chance of winning for sure. So we will see how this goes. Kark has tossed Heidi up once, but was unable to knock her out. Him out. Keep messing that up. But let's see. Still not able to take down the mighty Heidi. And Kark is out of the fight, which is giving Team Heidi a good chance at a victory here. Nebula is down. Albus doing some major damage. Down to just Astaroth and Sebastian. With a minute left to go, I'm liking the odds of Team Heidi. There goes Sebastian. And there goes Astaroth. So a winning team against some of the metas might have a tough time against some specifically set up teams, but overall, not a bad setup. So with that particular win, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. What's the main purpose of Jet? Not many people talk about him, mainly due to him being so specific to unlock. Yeah, so the main purpose of Jet is to have him kind of accentuate and weaken the opposing team. So he debuffs teams in terms of armor and defense, which is great for players who have physical attackers like Kira or Heidi, right? So wears you down. And the last thing there is that it increases your hero's ability to hit harder. So that is really the main purposes of Jet, is to wear down the opposing team and get rid of their armor. So yes, thank you guys so much. Look forward to seeing you guys soon for sure. If you tend to use Karka and Tidy, you should prefer Kai. So there is a thing to note there. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me here on stream. I plan on being live tomorrow, and I look forward to seeing you guys then. So thank you guys so much. Look forward to seeing you guys in Dominion. I'll be having a video for Saturday streams coming out soon for next week's picks. For tomorrow, we'll still be using the Discord names from last week. So with that being said, I look forward to seeing you guys all, and congratulations to Scott M and Cordy 12345. All right, have a good one.